Thank you for your testimony. Next up, we will have David Jenkins.
Time starts now.
Hello, and thank you all for your time today, particularly the members of council and all your keen questions and advocacy so far. My name is David Jenkins. I'm a lifelong New Yorker living in District 40, and I'm also a member of the NYC chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America. I had originally planned to testify about the brutality I and others experienced at the hands of the police over the summer and the alternative models of public safety, which a number of people have already mentioned. But actually, just 1 week ago today, I had a police encounter that I think perfectly illustrates both some of the problems as well as some of the solutions. So I was collecting signatures for a city council candidate when a domestic dispute spilled out onto the sidewalk. The woman engaged me for help, and her husband accosted me and then struck her before a crowd formed and he fled the scene. Much later, the police showed up across the street, and when she first waved them over, they rolled their eyes and shrugged at her. She then told me that she wasn't safe with them and asked me to stay. And sure enough, when they finally came over, they were annoyed, claiming no one had called them and questioning her account, despite her very visibly injured face and her distraught child. And all they could offer her in the end was an arrest of her husband. So she shut it down. She knew how much worse that arrest would make matters for her family. See, she had told me while we were waiting how hard she'd been working from a shelter to get services and counseling for everyone in her family after she'd lost her job with the city, I should add, and their housing in this pandemic. And I could see how those officers, who looked like at this point they now really cared, felt helpless as they left. So she and I kept talking for a little while, and without any slogans or policy jargon, we reflected together on how cops don't do what we think they're supposed to do, protect us from harm. And they simply can't give people the help they need after harm has occurred. So I hope you'll keep the many, many stories like mine, which I'll expound upon in my written testimony, in your heart when considering what services should be the priority for the next city's budget. Significant and eventually entire reinvestments of the budget from the police to various community services and a just transition for displaced officers and workers, starting now, will change and save so many lives and make stories like mine a thing of the past. Thank you very much for your time, your attention, all your attention today, and your service. I yield my time. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Next up, we'll have Ali.